As the world watches the war between Russia and Ukraine, many may ask, have we seen this before?
Like the old saying, history repeats itself, it might be happening again. Fox 44's Allison Fox O'Connor joins us in the studio after speaking with a local military history expert. Allison, is history repeating itself?
MG, history never repeats itself, but it does often rhyme. Now, Dr. Jerry Jones from Texas A&M Central Texas started with that quote from Mark Twain. He drew many parallels between the current war and previous wars we've seen.
To a great degree, Putin is trying to resurrect the Tsarist empire.
Dr. Jerry Jones says we have seen these types of decisions in war tactics in the past, just not from Russia. He explained what the world is currently witnessing has been seen during World War II with German dictator Adolf Hitler and the taking of Czechoslovakia.
Czechoslovakia was essentially forced to agree to Hitler's demands to cede the region of the Sudetenland. And that would take off any reason for war, right? That's off the table. So isn't it a small price to pay? Although the Czechs were quite alarmed because that region includes most of their major defenses, border fortifications and that sort of thing. It's more defensible terrain.
Vladimir Putin has stated in the last few weeks that if Ukraine continues fighting in the annexed regions of the country, he would use nuclear weapons. When asked if this should be a concern, Jones says looking at the past, Russia has always threatened nuclear weapons, but the outcome would most likely not be to its advantage.
We have to think the unthinkable. We have to take those threats seriously. But given the problems that would come to Russia with using any kind of nuclear device, even a tactical nuclear device, would almost certainly widen the war and not in Russia's favor.
Jones ended by saying he believes Putin knows the use of nuclear weapons would not help him and that he does not have many options left. But he did leave a caution for those in power who are involved in the current war.
The Western powers have to be careful not to so thoroughly humiliate Russia, and especially not threaten regime change there, or that they're pushing for it, that really does push Putin to extremes.
Jones says Putin did have the favor of the people in the past, and his regime has never seen an uprising of unpopularity with the citizens, even though reports are currently showing war protesters in the country. In the studio, I'm Allison Fox O'Connor, Fox 44 News.